Welcome back to Pokemon Sword. In the last episode, we made it to we agreed to come on the Advent tour with Peony. Then we made it to the first town that we've seen, like the first proper town that we've seen in the Crown Tundra, Freezington. Excellent name for a little town. And then we heard a legend from a guy about how there was a king, but also it was a fairy tale, so who really cares or something? I don't know. And then now here we are, we found Peony again. Aha! Here you are. This pokey little place will be our lodgings. Okay, I know I kept saying it was unintentionally Texas, but he keeps slowly slipping more and more into like Tennessee or West Appalachia, or I don't know, I'm not good at distinguishing all those accents from each other, having never lived even close to that. I'm bad at distinguishing accents that are similar in general, honestly. Okay, but anyway. But as of this moment, it's also something far more important. Our base camp. I know, not much of a base camp, is it? Still, we've got to give it a proper air of importance, haven't we? Now enough faffing about, Artemis. Let me tell you what the Peony Exploration Team is after. Round here, they've got a fair few strange and mysterious legends. For example, a huge-headed Pokemon known as the King of Bountiful Harvests. I heard about that guy. Apparently his head was only huge in stylization, maybe? Not to mention, a massive red tree where legendary flying Pokemon gather. And furthermore, these great hulking dot-faced giants that sleep in some ruins or something? The Titans! I love the Titans. I wish there was more lore about the Titans. We deserve more lore about the Titans. Etc. See what I mean? This place is just bursting with juicy legends. And we're not stopping until we found just how much truth they've got to them. I also feel like they used to sometimes be called the Pillars because there was a myth from, I think, the Sinnoh games that referred to Regigigas forming them out of pillars of stone, magma, and ice. But I haven't been able to track that down again, so I don't know if I made it up or not. But I still sometimes call them the Pillars. Anyway, and there you have it. We are the Peony Exploration Team. And this is our grand, noble, magnificent goal. Of course, if I had my way, I'd be doing this with my darling Nia. But who knows? They say even chancy meetings can lead to blissful friendships. So here's to a grand adventure, Expedition Chief Artemis. Who, me? Obviously. Look, what do you think would happen if the two of us went gallivanting off together? My dear Nia could come along for a grand emotional reunion and find this place empty. Just the thought of it. My own darling daughter sitting alone in this room, pining for her papa. Gah! Nope, not on my watch. I'd never let that happen. So, I'll be the hold down the fort chief, which means you get the pleasure of being the expedition chief. Gah ha ha ha! Which brings me to you. This. Go on, have it. Do I have to wear a uniform? I like the clothes I had. Oh, I mean, I have to wear the uniform, I guess. Gah ha ha! Look at that. Fits you like a glove. I brought some spare uniforms so my dear Nia would have a few to change into. So there's enough to give you one. And if you ever need to change or have a kit, by all means, just head into the bedroom back here. I've got some different colored scarves in there, so switch it up if you fancy a bit of style. Here, have these two. Legendary Clue 1. Clue about the King of Bountiful Harvest. It's written by Peony, and an old photo is attached to it. There's a fairy tale in Freezington about the legendary Pokemon known as the King of Bountiful Harvests. In the legends, the king is said to wear a massive crown on its head, but the wooden statue near the fields in the village shows no sign of a crown. A clue about the legend of giants. It's written by Peony and has unique drawings. Far, far into the giant's bed lies a temple where the giant of stone sleeps. On the temple's door are strange words. Let the... I'm trying to figure out from what... I mean, obviously, let something, Pokemon, something, something, something. The door remains firmly shut. But yeah, that's very clearly Regirock's symbol on the door, and then on the lower door it's Regirock and looks like Regigigas's big dots as opposed to Regigigas's 7 that match the others. Anyway, sunken into the side of Snowslide Slope, that's really hard to say, lies a temple where the giant of ice sleeps. On the temple's door are strange words. Wa, together, iving, stop, of snow. The door remains firmly shut. Yeah, that's... I guess spoilers. I don't know if it counts as spoilers when these are Pokemon that pre-exist this game. That's Regice's symbol. I know Regice's symbol. The one below it looks like Regigigas again. The door remains firmly shut. Near where the green meets the snow in the giant's bed lies a temple where the giant of steel sleeps. On the temple's door are strange words. Let out note wak giant. The door remains firmly shut. Once again, Registeel's logo and the Gigas 6 dots. Okay. On the distant path, I was expecting Regigigas. That's not Regigigas. On the distant paths of 3-point paths lies a temple where 2 giants sleep. On the temple's door are strange words. Wet, re, door, be, in the... Okay. When, free, door, all be... Probably awakened. I don't know. Door remains firmly shut, so I can't do anything with that. Legend Clue 3! A clue about the legend of bird Pokemon. It's written by Peony and has a unique drawing. When the sun reaches its zenith, it shines directly down upon a great tree with leaves that seem to burn. It is there that the legendary wings come to roost. They are legendary clues I've meticulously compiled from hours of dedicated tele-watching. First off, why not have a look at that clue about the King of Bountiful Harvest? Seems like this king's bonds with its loyal steed, or whatever you call it, run property. So if I had to name this expedition, I'd call it... The Sacred Bonds of Sovereign and Steed. There's a great big statue out of it bang in the middle of the village. Though its head ain't as massive as it is in my notes. Yeah, I'd like to change back. All set. Time to investigate the legends surrounding the Crown Tundra. Aha! I just had an idea. Here's a little something to help you out. Another Master Ball. This is supposed to be one ultra mega corker of a ball. Use it wherever you think you ought to. I got it ages ago from somebody I used to know. Never could bring myself to use it though. If you ever get a bit turned around, come on back to base camp anytime. You can't miss it. Just look for the Adventuring Crew flag I stuck out front. Handmade by yours truly. Anyway, I suppose that's that. Let the grand adventure begin. Have a smashing time out there. Can I change my armband without wearing the expedition jacket? Different color. Poison! Yeah, just long enough to see... No. Oh, poison's just green? I was expecting it to be purple. Alright, give me ghosts. I should also heal while I'm here. That's not what I meant to press. I'm gonna heal. And then we're gonna change it to ghosts. Maybe I will wear the expedition jacket just so that I'm not, tummy out in the ice. Though I would do that in real life, so I don't know, maybe it's fine. Change my outfit. I can also this way check out the new shirt I got from... hang on. I forgot I had that. I don't remember where I got that one from. No. That one. Okay, so I want... Okay, there they are. So we have this one. We have this one. And this was the new one from here, which I'm covering with my jacket so I can't really see it. Oh, yeah, alright, that's kind of cool. I'm not really a sweater person, but... Where's my shorts that I had? Was it just also dark shorts? I don't remember what I had. No, it was these. It was these. Alright, it looks like it also changed my shoes. I don't remember if these were the shoes I was wearing before, but this is the concession I will make for it being cold outside. The single concession I will make for it being cold outside. Well, actually, wait. Alright. 2 concessions made for it being cold outside. Slightly bigger glove. Maybe, maybe not. No, yeah, slightly more glove. And also, my shoes have fur now. I'm not updating my league card, though. Just in case I want to go back to what I had, I can check it. Hey, Chief. My pillow's caught your eye, eh? Your pillow? Oi, listen here, Chief. I got some wisdom to impart. If you can put your head on it and have a kip, it's a pillow. Unfortunately, I went and left my favorite pillow back at home. So I went to have a look around town for something to rest my head on. And I found this out back behind the inn. Can I have it? Come off it. You want me to hand over my ultra mega comfy pillow? That's asking a lot even coming from you, Chief. What's that? You think my pillow's got something to do with a legendary Pokémon? Ultra mega, seriously? This is just some old thing I found. But if you really want it, Chief, who am I to refuse? Alright, go on then, have it. But you'd better make sure you track that legend down. Oh, it's wood. I thought it was rock. Wood's at least a little bit more comfy to lay on, I guess. A mysterious object made of wood. Part of it seems to be chipped. Maybe it's meant to be part of something. Yeah, Pokémon... I love you. I am, however, not a child, so I know exactly where it goes. I already walked that way once. You don't have to be all dramatic about it. Oh, there's the big tree. That was on my list of places to go and do things at. Oh, Registeel. It's a statue of a Pokémon, but somehow it feels as if it's missing something. It looks like the wooden crown could fit onto the statue here. Do you want to try fitting it on? Yeah. Pop that puppy on there. Rustle, rustle. Schwunk. There you go. The wooden crown fit perfectly onto the statue. Crown. Oh hey! I found him. I don't think he's folktale, fairy tale, myth. Whatever you said. Does it want you to follow it? I found your king. He's right there. Hey, king. Actually, wait, just in case the king decides to fight me, I want to switch back to Beep Boop first, because Beep Boop has less experience than everybody else, because Beep Boop had to sit out while I had to train, Wushu. But it's fine. Hey, king. Your cry sounds kind of like there's a water Pokemon. I encountered them a lot in... Unfortunately, I can't remember if it was Scarlet Violet or Legend ZA. But it has a cry that sounds like that. That's gonna bug me. Oh well. It seems as if I already read that. Do you want to ready a Pokeball? Sure. Cry, row, crown. Alright, question mark, question mark, question mark. Crown. Level mystery, unnerved. Okay. Beep boop. Which of these is better? They're functionally identical. Hit him with a bug buzz. Oh, jeez. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Boy, I hope I was supposed to do that, though. Crow, 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 row, row, crow. Did you have fun? It makes noises for those. I don't want to read them because it's just a bunch of Pokemon noises that you're hearing anyway, so... Is it Carbink who isn't a water type? There's somebody who sounds like that, and I cannot recall for the life of me who, but I heard it a lot in Legend ZA. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to Legend ZA. Maybe not. I'm sure I've heard... There's a Pokemon that sounds like that. I don't speak Pokemon, sorry buddy. Oi, oi, what's up? I heard a big ruckus coming from over here. What's this now, Chief? Were you having a Pokemon battle? Huh? What a massive noggin! Okay, bye. What's this? Yeah! His hat fell off, but only some. His hat stopped falling. Why did his hat stop falling? That's somehow more uncomfortable than everything else going on. Ah, yes. A sturdy body, just as I expected. I hope he doesn't mind that I make use of it for the time being. You're a psychic type, aren't you? That's why Bug was so good. Chief Peony? An understandable reaction, but the answer is no. I am Calyrex. I am the one known as the King of Bountiful Harvest. I have borrowed this man's body in order to thank you in person, so to speak. Literally in person, that's good. I like you, Calyrex. You tell good puns. Indeed, there are no words to adequately express my gratitude towards you for restoring my statue. In days long past, I reigned over these lands as king. The humans offered me their loyalty and respect as I was able to bring lush vegetation to the land and give them plentiful harvest, year after year. However, it seems that over many, many years, the people of this land have forgotten my existence. They used to make offerings to me every year, but even that tradition has long since been lost to the ravages of time. You see, it is the faith of people that grants me strength, and now I have lost all but a fraction of my former power. Even my loyal steed has abandoned me. However, you were kind enough to restore my statue. That act has returned some strength to me, at least enough to speak to you by borrowing the body of another. Now, kind-hearted human child, I have a favor to ask of you. I must know once and for all whether the people have truly forgotten about me. I wish you to speak to the villagers and ask if they remember the King of Bountiful Harvests. Sorry, as soon as I saw that, even a little before, but I'm leaning into it more, as soon as Calyrex said he was weakened from normal, I'm leaning into trying to kind of portray a creature who can't... I don't know why I'm explaining my voice acting thoughts again, but I love voice acting, so I think a lot about it, and I don't know how much that comes across on channel because of how often I forget voices and have to make up new ones, but I do genuinely think about how I'm trying to portray characters. And so I'm trying to portray not quite human in delivery of the words, like not necessarily robotic, but more robotic than human, more someone who knows, who is able to understand words, but not understand language. And I don't know how to distinguish that if you're not, like, Calyrex has access to vocab through Peony. Calyrex does not have access, in my portrayal, to Peony's voice or manner of speaking. Only access to the words to communicate with me. And so is trying its best, but isn't necessarily doing a passable job at human. That's okay, whatever. I have tried asking them myself, you understand, but they treated me like some sort of fairy tale creature, or flew into a mild panic at the sight of me. Please, kind-hearted human, I beg you to help me. You jotted down the current status on Legendary Clue 1. Calyrex appeared once I... Oh my god. Once I placed the crown on the statue of the King of Bountiful Harvests. Calyrex can apparently speak to humans by taking over a person's body. Peonies in this case. Now I need to gather more information on the King of Bountiful Harvests from the people of the village. Oh, I just noticed this episode went super long, so I'm ending it here. In the next one, we'll either find more information about the king or more information about the other legends. I might go try and find some stuff about the other legends to try and keep them all progressing at the same time, but we'll see what I can do. It also would require some exploring, so we know I'm good at getting lost. Anyway, bye-bye. I love you.